So, you want to live off grid? Welcome back. It's Christmas morning. I don't know if you can see that my breath, but it's kind of chilly this morning. It's unseasonably warm for this time of year, but it's still like 32 degrees or something. Anyway, one thing my dad always told me when I got a wood stove, he said, you're going to have a relationship with that stove. And boy, he wasn't kidding. So what I'm going to talk about today is getting a fire, because I work at night and I got home and so my cabin's freezing cold in there. So here we go. I already kind of got this going, but I'm going to kind of give you the basics, even though I'm sure there's a lot better videos out there than what I can produce. What I did was, if you look over there, there's a box, and that box over there is where I collect paper and trash and stuff like that. And also when I go to Aldi's, I get the boxes from Aldi's, the cardboard, because it works really well. So anyway, what I did was I put the paper down first, and then I put some cardboard above that, and then I put some twigs and sticks of some dried wood, and then I got some little pieces of cedar blocks that actually start real well. Now on the top of that, I'll probably put a piece of wood about like this. I don't know if you can get a perspective with my hand there, but it's pretty small and it's kind of dry. And I'll put that one up on the top. So let's see how this goes. I like these lighters that have the long end on them, because you don't have to get your hand all up in there. I have another one around here somewhere that's actually a pretty good one. Now, one thing you want to always make sure is that your damper is open. And this particular wood stove has a sliding thing right here. So you just close that up. And you can close that or open that. Right now, since it's just starting, you want it to run full throttle for a while until it gets burning. Well, it's a beautiful morning here in the river valley. If you listen, other than the sound of my cats running around because they're excited that I'm home, you can hear the sound of the river, because it's kind of on the rise right now. Here's something that I'm getting ready to put right here and finish the bathroom up with. I was able to get some tin and a window, so I'm excited about that. I don't know if you can see it, but there's the smoke coming out. I have made fire. Well, there's a couple things I didn't talk about. One of them is firewood, you know, and there's my pile. And honestly, it's been a really warm winter, and I'm pretty thankful for that, because I probably only had maybe a cord and a half cut. Really, for a good winter, I would recommend probably about 3 cords of wood. And you want some of it to be seasoned, which means that it's pretty dry. You want some that's a little newer, that you can put a log in once in a while, because it'll burn slower and maybe sometimes even a little hotter. And you also want smaller pieces, you know, and twigs and different things like that you can use for kindling and so forth. And some of the best burning wood is like oak and walnut and hickory, stuff like that, the hardwoods. But you can burn pine and cedar and things like that, because I do use a little bit of cedar sometimes. I got a lot of sycamores around here. They don't really make very good firewood, but they'll burn. Everything will burn if you have to. I mean, anyway, have that relationship with the stove, because they're kind of particular, and every stove's different. This is probably my 5th or 6th wood stove that I've had in different places, and Yeah, once you get them, once you figure them out and you get them dialed in, that they can be a blessing. But boy, there's some nights when you wake up and it's cold and you don't want to get out of bed and the fire just don't want to go. It's not drawn properly. That's another reason. I don't know if you can see up there. It's good to have that above the peak of your roof. If you don't have that above the peak of your roof, you're gonna have problems. I was at my dad's house recently, and he's got a short stack, and it started doing some blowback in there, and the whole house filled up with smoke. You don't want that to happen. One thing you want to always keep handy is a lighter. You're going to need one if you're going to be a homesteader. Remember, I told you sometimes the fire gets fussy, and this is one of those days. I got some kindling that's got some moss or something growing on it, and it doesn't seem to want to light too well. And I didn't really split the little pieces of cedar up. So here I am with my paper. These are just old papers that I would have thrown away anyway, but I just keep feeding them in there. Some people might say that's cheating. I say, hey man, whatever it takes to get the job done, right? And also, earlier I was talking about firewood, and when someone says a cord, well, I was like, what's a cord? I didn't know what a cord was, so I thought I'd share with that. It's 4 by 4 by 12. Now maybe I'm wrong. If I am, write it down in the comments, but that's my understanding. It's 4 by 4 by 12, and a rank, some call it a rick, but a rank is actually a third of that. It's a section, or a rank, like soldier rank. Anyway, I want to keep dishing this in there till it gets going. It's starting to go. So that's that. One thing I wanted to mention was I like to keep a pot of water on top of the stove, and the reason is you can take these little things off right here. Yeah, if I were singing now, ain't she? You can take those off and put water in there, and what happens is the water gets real hot, but if the fire for some reason dies down or goes out, that water will stay hot in there for a long time and help keep the air temperature warm inside of your cabin. Also, the air gets kind of dry sometimes when you're burning wood, so if you keep water going in there, it'll help with that too, and keep it more humid inside of here. That's all I got. Well, I'm making this video to kind of give you an idea about what happens when you work all night and you come home and your house is cold and you got to do all that stuff. Mess with a fire that doesn't want to cooperate and all that business, and bring firewood in and bend down, put paper and kindling and all that stuff in there. And if you don't have that stuff ready to go, it might be snowing outside. You might have to go out and dig it up out of the snow before you can get all that going. So those are things to think about. Having a wood stove in your cabin for your off-grid experience is integral, not only for day-to-day stuff, but for survival in general. You could freeze to death. So learn how to build a fire. Well, Merry Christmas, everybody. I'm going to go to bed now. Have a good one.